Should I have my kids buy my house to give me some breathing room in retirement? That's a good question, very thoughtful question from my man Harvey here, which we'll read because there's a lot going on. And I think it's good to know. All right, so Harvey writes in, "Good day, Josh. I was in a bad state yesterday until I heard your you can retire on Social Security report. I was born in the 1955, and I had already decided to retire at age of 70, primarily because my family is long-lived into the 90s and even hundreds. I've been hanging on to my job to get that extra retirement from Social Security. Now I see I may not have to, but I am saddled with a mortgage of $135,000. I've not crunched the numbers like you have shown yet, but according to Social Security, I would receive about $32.40 a month at 70 years old. But that'd be all I have. I have no savings to speak of. My wife and I do have that mortgage. We have a bunch of kids who are all gainfully employed. I'm thinking of asking them to buy the house so I can breathe. What do you think of that? I've listened to Dave Ramsey and other smart guys, but your philosophy coupled with your number crunching wisdom hit me like Colonel Kurtz said, like a diamond shot to the brain." Not sure who Colonel Kurtz is. I want to say more than thank you for your service. If you look it up, read Robert Heinlein's speech on patriotism. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Heinlein. It was a speech he delivered to the graduating class of Annapolis in 1973. Harvey says, "I just started listening to you yesterday and want to thank you again. Best regards." Okay. And so 1955, we're going to take our trusty calculator. And we're going to 2019 by his 1955. So he is 64 now. So his question is, should he work for another 6 years? This is a perfect case of reverse mortgage right here, without question. I don't know. Selling your house to your kid, I wouldn't do it, Harvey. I got 4 kids. I love them to death. Just the idea of a man going to his kids, and women too, but men, and saying, "Look, I need some breathing room. Will you buy my house?" That just sounds like it's going to be a pain financially, or from a family dynamic perspective. But there is an alternative. There is called a reverse mortgage. Now, I have no clue what your equity is. I don't know. But if you have enough equity in there, here, I'm not going to be able to do it. So let me take a gander at the Retirement Researcher. I tell you what, hold on. I'm going to look at retirementresearcher.com, and we will get a gauge of old Harvey's ability to take equity. So let's see what we got here. Retirement Researcher. And this is my man Wade Fowles' website, of course. And we're going to go to Resources. We're going to go to Reverse Mortgage Calculator. If you ever watched The Amazing World of Gumball, oh my goodness. Richard the Dad's kind of this is like kids' version of Simpsons. And Richard the Dad has this new game he found. And he he talks about on YouTube, reviews it on YouTube. It's called the Calculator. Oh my goodness, it's funny. What am I going to do when I have kids to be goofy, man? What am I going to do? Oh, yeah. I tell you, with my daughter the other day, it was her birthday yesterday. We're at Papacito's. She's 19. My wife is obviously, my wife, me, and my daughter. And I was going to say, "Maddie, I'm going to get you, tell them happy birthday so they can put the sombrero on you." She goes, "You better not, Dad." I said, "Man, it's fun." She goes, "Not if you're 19 years old." I said, "Man, you're right. The days of having goofy kids where I can be goofy are gone." So I just ate there, tail between my legs, and sucks. All right, so let's say $250,000 is a home appraisal. We're going to say my man is 64 years old. All right, and we got a $135,000. Let's see if we can do this here. Blink. Okay, well, I'm not sure if it'll let us do it. It doesn't look like it will. So it doesn't look like, if you have a $250,000 home at $130,000, it doesn't look like it's going to quite let us do it. It's hard for me to tell here, actually. Anyway, I'll tell you, well, hold on just a second. Let's get rid of that right quick. All right, so 250, yeah, no, it's not enough. So we need, all right, I got you. Just hold on just a second. 135,000. He needs, that makes sense, 27,000 more. So he needs to have 280,000 in equity, it looks like. And look, I'm not an expert on this, but I'm just reading what my man Wade's site shows here. there is a little bit of a mistake there. Yeah, he needs to have about $280,000 or so of equity, from what I can tell, in order to pay off that $135,000 mortgage. Because they won't take it second. I'm not sure. My inclination, I bet he doesn't have that kind of equity. I don't know. But all right, so this might be the case where you don't have to work until. So remember, work until you're 70. Most likely isn't what's going to give you that higher Social Security payment, the $3280, because you most likely have already made your money, and it's just a matter of not taking it till you're 70, Harvey. But that's great, but you still got a mortgage. You still need money to pay the bills and stuff. So if you're going to get $3280 at 70, I imagine your primary insurance amount will be $2,600 or so. So that means your wife's spousal benefit will be $1,300 or so. So between your Social Security at $3280 and her $3280 plus, we'll say $1,300. Yes, $3280 plus $1,500. That's $4780 a month right there, that you'll get Social Security once you hit 70 and she gets her spousal benefit. That's more than going to be enough to live on for sure. So the question is, what do you do for income until then? Because you got to get that $135,000 mortgage. Unless you have more, unless your house is worth more than about $300,000, reverse mortgage won't work now. It will work in the future. There's a lot going on here, my friend. You don't have any savings, I get that, but you're going to have significant savings when it comes to Social Security. I mean, what if you could take it even before 70? You know, if you took it at, what did I say, $2,600 at 60, where were you born? 55. So 66 in 2 months will be your full retirement age. So that'd be 2 years now, $2,600 plus your wife would get $1,300. That's $3,900 a month. You know, that's $46,800 a year just Social Security alone. I don't know what your mortgage payment is. I presume probably $750. I'm betting about $750. So $4680 a year divided by 12. That's $3,900 tax free. $780 goes to your mortgage. That's not so bad, I wouldn't think. Hey, a lot going on there. A lot going on there. A lot to depend. You're probably going to need to work for another year or two. You're going to need to work at least your full retirement age, without question, because you got to have money coming in order to pay the mortgage. And the only way you have money coming in order to pay the mortgage is if you take it early. Don't do that. It's a big, big, big mistake. If that's all you got, you can't afford it. You got to stay working until at least your full retirement age. But once that happens, depending on how old your wife is, depending on how much equity you have in your home, I would hang tight before I got my kids involved. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, I hope this helps. I appreciate the email for sure. Hang in there, man. I think you're gonna be just fine. All right, thanks, brother. Bye.